What's up, you guys? This is Rob from the Gay Guy Plays, and today on Dress to Kill, we're going to be taking a look at the first batch of TennoGen Round 11, and this one I am super duper excited for. We have been waiting for so long. Now, as many of you guys know, TennoGen Round 11 is absolutely massive. So massive that they actually had to break it up into 3 different batches. So this week, we get the first batch. Towards the end of January, we'll be getting the next batch, and then after that, in February, we will be getting the 3rd batch. So today, we have a cluster of amazing skins, and I'm going to tell you right now, there were some I was like, and then I ended up caving because I really needed them in my life. However, as always, we have to start off with a little bit of a disclaimer. As many of you know, I have a very particular aesthetic. So the first thing I need you to be aware of is, no, I did not forget anything, but because of the fact that all of this comes out of my own pocket, you know, money I could be using to pay the bills, or you know, to take care of some of the household stuff here, keep the lights on, all that kind of stuff. Clearly, I'm not gonna like feature every single thing, especially if I'm not super duper in love with it. So with that said, don't hate me if I don't spotlight something that you really love, because, you know, Rob gotta pay the bills. Regardless, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Alright, starting things off strong, we have the new Vauban graxx skin from Faven_PS, and as always, he does an amazing job. I'm actually absolutely in love with it, and a part of me, I'll be honest with you, I kind of felt like he was coming for me. Oh, not that kind of coming for me, but legitimately, I was like going through the skin and I was like, well, what do I really need to recolor? Because honestly, the base skin is colored fairly well, so I was like, okay, I gotta work on some tweaks, gotta make it look like my own just a little bit. But as always, Faven is absolutely amazing when it comes to, I was gonna say just like cloth textures, but really just everything he does in general. I'm loving the new feeling of the graxx skins. You know, the swirlies I was not so much like into, but now that he's kind of come into this like worn, torn, almost like paint smeared, like semen smeared looking kind of like textures on the metallic bits, kind of like war paint, like semen war paint. It's vicious regardless of the way that it's handled, but I think it looks absolutely fantastic. The only thing that I do have to say is playing around with some of the different like, I guess you would call it like war paint colors, and the only one that I really liked is the white like smeared on it. I don't know if you guys at home have kind of like played around with anything else. I tried to go with like a blood stained feel. I was kind of messing around with some of the colors before I jump in, because as you guys know, before I like to review things, I like to kind of like test out the colors and see how it feels. And as always with Faven, one of the great things about him is his skins are super easy to color. Like, if you really don't want to try hard to look good, go ahead, grab yourself a graxx skin, especially one of the newer graxx skins, because the newer graxx skins are just like done. I'm super excited for his next installment, by the way, which I'm sure we'll be covering in a new video. But I love it's weird because Vauban almost kind of looked clownish in many of the ways that, you know, he was put out. He was kind of, you know, he's got the big floppy feet, and, you know, he didn't necessarily look like a badass, but Faven somehow managed to turn that, like, I'm a clown, but I'm a creepy killer clown. Trust me, I had, like, weapons in his hand earlier, and I was like, I'm getting a feeling kind of like it, but steampunk, and I'm kind of absolutely loving it. I really love the 3 red dots for the eyes. It's just enough dots to not like trip my tryptophobia or trichtophobia. I don't know what it's called. It's one of those ones, but the little dot ones. So it's just enough not to mess with me that much, but it's just enough to like maybe go ooh. Regardless, I'm a big fan of it, and I know many of you guys are a fan as well, so y'all have been waiting. Now's your chance. Go pick it up. So, speaking of old favorites, Raikou is back with this amazing Wukong skin, and the one thing that I have to say about Raikou is I like the fact that he tackles certain Warframes that other people aren't really messing with. You know, he hit up Titania, and now he's got Wukong. He did start off with Volt, so I'm gonna knock him down a few points from that, boo, but it was a great skin. Regardless, he is now on to Wukong, and something that we absolutely direly needed for him. This auman skin looks fucking fantastic. Just look at it. Oh, and one of the things that I always have to say is Raikou has developed the style where he just does not use metallics. He has a set color of like the metallic that's already sitting there. He's got a couple shiny bits and pieces, nothing over the top. He really focuses on like the shading and the detail, and always looks freaking spectacular. Remember when Reiku used to only do helmets? Now he's graduated onto skins, and I am like absolutely like, tell me, you cannot tell me that this does not make you want to pick up Wukong, because I've heard so many things. And okay, this back detail, hold on, I need to pause that thought. But this back detail though, I'm gonna be a little bit mad at you, Reiku, because the thing is, I could have used some of that up front and center. Okay, I'm about to put a SANDR on that, and I might not get to see it, but it's gorgeous. But I know that a lot of people, you know, were not super fond of Wukong, and they were saying that, you know, they didn't really like his style. So don't lie. Does this not make you kind of want to play Wukong a little bit? But wait, because Reiku was like the master of some of my favorite helmets out there. I was like, loved it. We're gonna go ahead and grab another one of his helmets. So this is still keeping in theme, but oh! There comes the Xingzi helmet on the auman skin, and it works, and it just fucking works, and that's what I absolutely love. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna use the auman for like this video, but the Xingzi with the auman, you gotta pick up the both of them. You gotta pick up the both of them because they look so damn good. Okay, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back for the sake. Oh, I just gave you a sneak preview. You're not supposed to look at that weapon yet. Regardless, pay attention to the skin because it's absolutely fucking beautiful. This is one of those things that if you are a Wukong main, you know, somebody who's embraced him through the tough times, even though people may not necessarily love you for it, they're like, why are you using Wukong? Well, now you can say because he looks beautiful. So, since I kind of ruined the surprise, I figured we would just go ahead and jump into what I like to refer to as the Stenchfury trilogy. Yes, we have the Hydroid Poseidon skin, we have the Pistrus Syandana, and the Fortress, what is it called? The Stabby skin, the polearm skin. That's exactly what we're talking about here. I was like, oh my god, I can't even remember the name. So, let's go ahead and take a look at, first off, I believe it's the Fortress skin for polearms. Oh my god, like I don't think I even need to say anything, right? I don't need to like express myself. Like, just look at it. Just fucking look at how amazingly beautiful this thing is. I mean, I don't care if you're planning on using it with, you know, Hydroid or anything else, but that skin is fucking fantastic. Just look at the detailing. Oh my god, no matter what angle you look at it, front or back, it's absolutely gorgeous. I also love the fact that he didn't just do these like amazing tips, you know, he's like, oh, they're all pretty on the ends, but he actually went in, look at that handle. Look at that ornate ass motherfucking handle. Like, it looks so good. He didn't just stop. He was like, oh, well, you know, I made some pretty bits. He like went all full in. He's, you know what, Stenchfury is just amazing with detail. Like, he just loves just slapping on all the extra detail, and it looks, I'm blown away. Like, that is by far my favorite weapon skin in game, completely and utterly. Now, of course, we have the Hydroid Poseidon skin, which looks fantastic as well. I feel like Stenchfury is kind of developing this style because he also did this in his Atlas Monolith skin, which I loved, where he doesn't necessarily, where his metallics aren't necessarily glaring and like in your face, but they're like kind of like softer metallics. They still retain some of the shine, but they're not super crazy ridiculous. You know, they still pop, you can still tell that they're metals, but they're not absolutely in your face. And it's a nice change, and it's definitely unique. The helmet itself though, look at that. Look at the fucking, like, he's like a sea unicorn. I'm just kidding. It's like a trident on his forehead. I can see the metallics. But the one thing that I also love here is look at his beard. Look at the little tiny, like, how it, like, glows and kind of gradiates back into the rest of his beard. It looks so freaking fantastic. Now, the one thing that I do need to point out here, because we're about to spill some tea, okay? I love it, but there are a couple issues. So the first issue that we're going to look at real fast, and I think that this might be more on DE's end than on Stench's end, but literally we have the Hydroid Prime armor, and that's like, you have to use the Hydroid Prime shoulder armor. There's no, I don't even know if there's an original armor for Hydroid, you know what I mean? Like, if there's an original shoulder piece for Hydroid, but they did not give us the option to just remove it completely, which would have been a nice option to kind of clear it up, because again, the two metals don't quite match up. You know, you have a very, like, we have the iconic prime metallic, which is high shine, you know, very, very catches the light really, really well. And then of course we have this more matted metallic, which still pretty, but they don't match. So it would be nice if we, you know, had the option of just removing the shoulder completely instead of being forced to use the Hydroid Prime armor. That would have been nice. The other issue that I'm experiencing, and I'm assuming this was some sort of omission. I'm gonna pretend that I did not see this. So we have metallic, 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 right? It's all beautiful. The tertiary is just popping with those metallics. It's looking nice. It's looking right. And then what happened here? I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm sure it's a mission. I'm sure that maybe they forgot a texture or something, but legitimately, that's a bad. It would be nice if that was the same metallic as the rest of it is, and I suspect that it is meant to be the same metallic as everything else is, because that would just make absolutely no sense, because on the, you know, the front blubbery part, we have the beautiful, you know, matted metallic, and here it's just flesh. Regardless, let's go ahead and jump into the Fortress. Oh my, no, the Pistress. The Pistress, like fucking shark fin. Okay, I was not into it. Was not into it until goddamn Stenchfury marketed like the Stenchfury trilogy to me, and I was like, all right, I'm picking it up. The only thing that I do have to say is, unfortunately, on this one, this does suffer the same kind of issue that I have with this back area, is that the metallic, it doesn't even feel like the kind of matted metallic that he has with it, and it just could be, you know, one of those things where they left out a texture. I would have liked it to, that metallic to just pop a little bit more and match the rest of the metallics that we have here, because as it stands, you know, it's already not that much metallic on the SANDR itself, so it's nice to just have like a little glint of metallicism in there, and unfortunately it's missing that from here. I'm assuming it's just texture. Unfortunately it doesn't kind of carry through with the rest of the trilogy. It's kind of, you know, it's like the movie in the trilogy, like the one movie in the trilogy that nobody talks about. They're like, oh, I like this episode and this episode, and that episode was the one we pretend didn't happen. Right now, that's kind of like the way that I'm feeling. Like they need to add a little metallic effect on there, because right now it's fallen a little short, especially when we have such beautiful metallics on here, such amazing metallics on here, especially that helmet though. Ooh, helmet looks good, but unfortunately the SANDR is falling a little bit flat. Needs to have a little bit more reflectiveness added in there, but regardless, I still think the trio is fantastic. You know, you gotta get, at least for me, I'm like, I gotta get the whole trilogy. It doesn't even matter. This is the box set for me. I had to go and grab it, and I definitely do not regret it at all. There's a couple little pieces here and there that could use a little tweaking, but overall, I still think it looks absolutely fantastic. Now, the last and final Warframe skin that I will be showing you today is the Saryn napellus skin by Lucino_U. And I will be honest with you, as soon as I saw the skin pop up, I was like, bitch, I ain't buying that. How many goddamn skins does Saryn have already? I only got 3 slots. Everybody's trying to fight for my Saryn skins, but everybody wants to keep making more Saryn skins. Fuck that, I ain't buying no more Saryn skins. I'm good off of my Saryn skins. Fuck this, don't need it, like, pass. And then I, like, went ahead and I tried it on. You can actually go into this little section here, click on it, and see all of the available skins for them, even if you haven't purchased it, so that you can take a look at what it looks like. And I tried it on, and I was like, damn, why am I going to buy this? Why am I going to buy this skin? Why do I need this skin in my life? Because I do. It looks so good. I love it. The one thing that I love is that they actually pulled in these gradients, and you'll notice that with some of the blending, it like blends into certain parts of the metallics. So, or not the metallics, but certain parts of the matte parts of the skin. So it's really, really nice because they overlaid this, and it kind of like, I don't know, it gives this great like shadow interplay with the skin itself. You could kind of use different violets. You could intertwine them any way that you like, and I'm really, really, really fond of that. I also like the energy color placements on it. Love the metallics. Love, love, love the metallics. The helmet, had to take a while to grow on me. I'm not a big fan of, like, it looks like a swoop bang. I was like, I don't know how I'm feeling about this. Like, we'll see how it all goes through, because legitimately everybody's coming for my Saryn slots, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. But I saw this and I was like, I gotta pick it up. I think my only issue with this one is, and this is an issue that I've never run into before when it comes to any Warframe skins in ever, really, to be completely honest with you. Why are her boobs wet? Why are her boobs wet though? Like, is it just me, or are her boobs like glistening? And it's not like metallic glistening, it's not like chest plate glistening, it's like, hi, I have just emerged from like the ocean and look at my titties, they're all like wet. I really don't know what that's about. Like, I was looking at it, I was like, maybe if I change around the colors a little bit, if you go with a darker color, her boob's always gonna look wet. And I mean, you might be into that, you know, as far as I know, you might be into like, oh, you know, because look at this, look at this. Look at her thighs. Her thighs are nice and mattified, it's got some nice matte texture on it, but her boobs are wet. It's just like, ping, catch the light off my chesticles. I'm like, you know what, girl? You know what, girl? Why not? Why not? You are Saryn, hear you roar. And that's, I think, the only kind of like shocking moment that I had, because every time I tried to customize the color, I was like, you are shining, shimmering, splendid, and not the normal metallic way that I appreciate. But I'm sure that some of you guys out there are a fan of wet boobs, so there you go. Enjoy that one for you. Now, I did say that this was going to be the last Warframe skin, however, there is one more skin. Now, let me show you real quick how you select other skins, just in case you've never tried this before. I love to show people this trick, because there are some people out there that don't know that you can almost like try on TennoGen skins and almost like color TennoGen skins before you get to them. What you actually do is you set up the colors that you want, and then you go ahead and you can like pick, like, let's say this immortal skin, right? There are a bunch of different ways, and you can kind of see, you can kind of try on these skins without actually buying them. So you can do that. However, we're going to go ahead and jump into the last skin we're going to show you, because of the last skin we're taking a look at is a weapon skin. So as you can see right here, we have this gorgeous, gorgeous skin. I believe it's the Majesty sword skin. I think it's just called the Galatine Majesty skin. Is it just for the Galatine? It might, I think, it might just be for the Galatine, as far as I know. You know what, we're going to try that out in a second. Regardless, I think it's fucking beautiful. It reminds me a lot of like the Cernos Prime, and how the Cernos Prime had those different discs. So if you want something that kind of mimics that feeling, you can definitely pick this one up. I'm actually a real big fan of the energy effects that kind of come from these sides. These I like, but I like these a lot right here. I just love the shape of it, and if you guys are looking for another way to kind of zhuzh up the look of your Galatine, this is definitely one. But give me 1 second, because I'm not 100% sure if it just works on the Galatine or if it works on any other heavy sword. Let's go ahead and toss the Gram on real fast. Yep, it looks like it's just for the Galatine, so it is a little bit limited, but let's be real. Let's be real. We're probably going to be using the Galatine a lot when it comes to heavy weapons. It's not a bad weapon to make a skin for, I'll tell you that right now. So if you guys are a fan of the Galatine and you're tired of looking at its face, you can go ahead and pick up the Majesty skin. That one is by Procedicin, and it's available in the market, as well as the rest of these amazing skins. So be sure to check them out. Alrighty, so that about does it for now. I want you guys to make sure to stay tuned for each of the individual dress to kills that I do for these skins. As you guys know, when I do these customizations, they're very much like, hey, listen, you got to put out a video today and you got to make sure that they still look good. So, you know, these aren't necessarily the final looks that I end up doing with them, but I'll be sure to give you guys multiple looks for each of the skins that I went ahead and picked up today. But also, TennoGen Round 11 is not done by any freaking means. There are still some amazing skins that are coming up very soon, so be sure to stay tuned to the channel for that, because, you know, we'll be doing more of these roundups, and then we'll also be doing more individuals. So regardless, that about does it for me for now. Let me know what skins are your favorite in the comments below. Let me know all of your feels and of any of the other things that you're really excited about in this upcoming round. So as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your new sexy skins. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!